As we have seen, we are on a long, difficult, and unpredictable path of spiritual development, full of ups and downs. Sometimes that path is almost unbearable. That is because it involves personal development, which entails personal development challenges. And how we overcome them, including the necessary mistakes, is integral to the path. The largest hurdle we face, I've found, is the fear of changing. After all, our brain is simply trying to preserve our state of stability. Familiar patterns may have been antiquated for years, but they're still on autopilot and constantly reinforced by our body's habitual response. This is also why, when the layers of the person you once were start to peel off, you might feel disoriented, even uneasy. Mourning might even feel appropriate. The loss of what you have been is indeed a loss. All of this, I find, is quite logical. It's inevitable and natural that there is resistance. So rather than fighting it, we can inquire into it with interest and compassion. What am I holding on to that's keeping me stuck? Or, what am I afraid of? Through just such questions, the possibility of a true change can be opened up. A second recurrent impediment is the inner critic, the little voice in our head telling us that we will never be good enough, that we are doomed to fail. This voice can be a particularly crippling opponent, one that will keep us down and knock us off course at every step. The antidote to the inner critic is self-compassion, remaining as kind to ourselves in the face of our failings, flaws, and humbling setbacks as we would our friends. We can practice setting back the proverbial context tape, rehabitualizing each failure as feedback and, above all, celebrating the progress we've made, no matter how small. After all, any baby steps are still steps. Ultimately, however, the most difficult difficulty, on the spiritual path and in life in general, is that we can all fall prey to comparing ourselves to others. To turn around to see that someone else's journey seems like somehow we're falling short, we're not good enough, that we're somehow lacking in what it means to be spiritual. And yet the fact is, there is no one-size-fits-all spiritual path. There is no right or wrong way to be spiritual. Rather, there is only your path, your timing, and your speed. When you notice yourself comparing, simply notice, then gently shift your attention back to yourself. Remember how far you've come, celebrate all that you've been through, trust that you're exactly where you're meant to be. Because the truth is that all you need to be is a little better than the person you were yesterday. And so accepting the spiritual journey is also accepting the highs and the lows, the successes and the failures. It is resilience and the ability to pick ourselves up again after stumbling, and the wisdom that comes from not letting our mistakes define us. When we come to the journey free of expectation, tentative and unknowing, the world opens up. We become more fluid, more generous, more able to let life flow through us as we flow through it. We get to grips with the fragility and mystery of being in the world, and we let go and trust. Sensitize yourself to the fact that spiritual evolution is a process, not a destination. It's the daily, incremental, recursive strategy of peeling away the metaphorical layers of accumulated hay and leaving the cow infinitely more aware of herself, her persona, and her purpose than she was before the realizations began. Every new obstacle beaten, and there will be plenty of them, only serves to enhance the cow's innate project manifest, the living, breathing depth of her essence that radiates through every atom of her being. Sometime soon, I'm going to bring you to your feet. Just you and me as the you in the You Be Something You mantra, the listener, the sage, the witness, who allows the other actor space to realize herself like never before. Let's focus on the upcoming exchange, like two scientists, preparing their labs, adjusting the controls, aligning their equipment, and simply allowing the mighty beans to come forth. After all, the energy is clear. The beans are ready. So, relish the journey, my friends. Revel with the triumphs and take lessons from the defeats, and know that you are equipped with everything that you need to traverse any delay on the path ahead. For the way of sages is more than just a journey. It is a life-giving transformation. By reading and learning from these ancient teachings, we can recognize the difficulties involved in following the path of wisdom and also the simple tools available for removing blocks to spiritual fulfillment along the way. And we learn that it's not about reaching a flawless state of being, but about becoming better versions of ourselves than we were before. As long as we continue to make steps forward, that's all that's required. If you liked this video, please like and share it, because a real hero shares the inspiration.